Thorndike's connectionism theory. The learning theory of Thorndike's represents the original SR framework of behavioral psychology. Learning is the result of association forming between stimuli and responses. Such associations or habit become strengthened and weakened by the nature and frequency of the SR pairings. The paradigm for SR theory was trial and error learning, in which certain responses come to dominate others due to rewards. The hallmarks of connectionism, like all behavioral theory, was that learning could be adequately explained without referring to any unobservable internal states. So let's discuss the three primary Thorndike's law of learning. The law of effect is the first of the three laws of connectionism. It says that if a stimulus results in a positive outcome, the SR bond is weakened. For example, if a student is rewarded for learning, he or she is likely to continue to learn. For example, Gladys is learning about connectionism, an educational philosophy that says that learning is a product of the relationship between stimulus and response. That may sound pretty technical, so let's break down connectionism a little further. Stimulus is something that causes a reaction, and the response is just a reaction to a stimulus. Think about what happens when a big cake is put in front of you. The sight and the smell of the cake are the stimulus, and they are likely to produce a response in you that involves drooling and maybe even a drooling stomach. Edward Thorndike is a psychologist who proposed connectionism is key to learning. Thorndike, who was popular in the first half of 20th century, was the first educational psychologist. He was the first person to bring together what psychologists had studied about how human mind works and what educators knew about how to teach. Connectionism was Thorndike's main philosophy. He said that learning is about responding to a stimuli. Believe it or not, much of his theory is still used in classrooms today. Let's look closer to the first law of connectionism and how it might appear in the classroom. Connectionism is closely related to the word connect, which is just what happened in this theory. The stimulus and its response are connected in a person's mind, like associating cake with drooling. This connection between stimulus and response is called stimulus-response bond or SR bond. The stronger the SR bond, the better a person has learned the lesson. What does it mean for education? Imagine that every time a student studied, he got a good grade, and every time he did not study, he got a bad grade. The stimulus in this case is studying, and its response is the grade. The student has strong SR bond between studying and good grades. That is, students believe that studying leads to good grades. Next, primary law of meaning according to Thorndike is the law of readiness, or the law of action tendency, which means that learning takes place when an action tendency is aroused through preparatory adjustment, set, or attitude. Readiness means a preparatory of action. If one is not prepared to learn, learning cannot be automatically instilled in him. For example, in reading, if the child is ready to read, plus her stimulus is ready too, as a result of her response, she will be a good reader. Last is the law of exercise. This law have two parts, the law of use and the law of disuse. This law stated that connections grow stronger when used, where strength is defined as vigor and duration as well as the frequency of its making, and grow weaker when not used. It tells that the more SR or stimulus and response bond is practiced, the stronger it will become.
For example, Mrs. Green, why don't you practice calculating numbers? But I don't want to practice, Mr. Octopus.
According to Thorndike, practice makes perfect, but practice without feedback does not necessarily enhance performance.